Welcome to the 2014 IRONMAN 70.3 Western Sydney Athlete Race Briefing. Further to this race briefing, athletes are required to read the Athlete Information Guide, which contains additional information to ensure you have a great day. This is available online to view and print at www.ironmanwesternsydney.com. If you have any further questions following this briefing, please see the team located at the information booth opposite transition in the Regatta Centre. Please make sure you've taken the time to check your athlete race kit for all items you'll need this weekend, including your swim cap, race number and category tattoos, helmet sticker, bike seat post sticker, bike pump sticker, race bib, and most importantly, your athlete wristband. Your athlete wristband is your form of ID, which you'll need to wear across the whole event. It will provide access into athlete-only areas. Bike and helmet check-in is on Saturday between 11:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. If you require bike mechanic services, they'll be located at the entry to transition. Make sure you have attached your bike and helmet sticker prior to arriving. You will have your bike and helmet inspected by technical officials to ensure they meet safety standards. To save time, please wear your helmet to bike check-in. The bike racks are individually numbered. Please ensure that you rack your bike at your assigned position. No bike bags or covers are allowed on your bikes overnight. These will be removed as they are a danger in high winds to neighbouring bikes. Please make sure you're aware of the flow of transition. There'll be 2 transition tours held on Saturday, which will help with any questions you have. Transition tours will be held at 12:30 p.m. and 1:30 p.m. Transition will be open from 5 a.m. to 5:40 a.m. At closure of transition, all team cyclists must exit the transition area. Team's transition will reopen at the discretion of the transition manager after the elite athletes have departed for the cycle. Team cyclists will then wait with their bike. Once the team swimmer passes them the timing chip, they can take their bike off the rack and continue out of transition. As the team cyclist re-enters transition, they must rack their own bike individually before passing the timing chip to the team runner. Bike mechanics will be located at the swim entry bike entry arch and will have resources for emergency services only. Transition closes at 5:45 a.m. and wave starts will commence from 6 a.m. You'll be able to bring in your bike pump on race morning, however you must take this with you when you exit. Pumps will be stored separately to bags in the gear tent, so please ensure they're labelled with your bike pump sticker found in your race kit. Your gear bag will need to be handed in to the gear tent located in the Partners Village. The gear tent will be open from 5 a.m. to 3 p.m. Please ensure your bag is labelled with the numbered gear tent sticker found in your race kit. Athletes will be required to complete a 1.9 kilometre one-lap swim in the competition lake. The course will start and finish in front of the grandstand. The course travels in a clockwise direction. If the water temperature is not greater than 24 degrees Celsius, wetsuits are optional. Please inquire at the information desk if you're unsure of the provisional water temperature. Approximately 10 minutes prior to start times, athletes will be called to move into the swim start area. Athletes must pass through the timing activation gate when entering the swim start area and then follow the directions from event staff. Athletes will be able to warm up in the lake on the northern side of transition. The pro men will start at 6 a.m. and the pro women will start at 6:02 a.m. Wave starts for age group athletes will begin from 6:08 a.m. If for any reason the swim needs to be cancelled after the swim start, you'll hear a continuous whistle sound. If this occurs, do not panic. Please take all direction from water safety personnel and make your way to the shore. If you decide to withdraw at any time after you've crossed the start mats, you must notify an event official so we can account for your safety. Swim safety is provided by Surf Life Saving Australia. If at any time you need assistance, raise one arm above your head. Please look after those around you and raise your arm if you see another athlete in distress. The time limit for the swim leg is 1 hour. Any athlete who has not completed the course by this cut-off time will not be able to continue. Any team cyclist remaining in transition will be sent out onto the bike course at this time and the team will be classified as a DNF or did not finish. The bike course is 90 kilometres. Cyclists exit transition and head out of the regatta centre via McCarthy's Lane outbound along Castlereagh Road to the turning point at Brooks Lane. Returning inbound along Castlereagh Road, cyclists will turn left into Hinksman Road and then left again onto Post Office Road. The first aid station will be located at this point. After passing the aid station, cyclists will turn right onto Devlin Road and follow its entire length before turning left at Nutt Road, and then making the final turn for home prior to Spencer Road. On the inbound section, cyclists will pass another aid station on Post Office Road before rejoining Castlereagh Road. After completing the length of Castlereagh Road, cyclists will turn right onto Old Castlereagh Road, turning right at the Regatta Centre Gate C. From this point, they'll follow the Regatta Centre Road back to transition before embarking on their second lap. Once the second lap is completed, cyclists are kept to the right lane as they approach transition in preparation for the dismount line. Please be aware that during road closures and throughout the racing, event and emergency vehicles will still be on course. There will be roaming bike mechanics on the cycle course as well as a mechanic set up in transition for pre-race services. Mechanics will carry tools and spare tubes only for the athlete to repair their own bike. They will not have spare wheels. Prompt service should not be expected, and athletes are advised to carry their own spares and be familiar with fixing or replacing tyres and tubes. For more information, please speak to the bike mechanic at transition on Saturday. SAG wagons will be roaming the course to collect any cyclists that cannot complete the event. Collected cyclists will be transported back to the regatta centre. Please be advised there may be delays in SAG wagon transport. It is advisable for athletes to commence walking back to their nearest aid station. Competitors have access to aid stations on the bike course at 22 kilometres, 33 kilometres, 47 kilometres, 67 kilometres and 78 kilometres. These aid stations will offer water, Endura electrolytes, sunscreen, Vaseline, toilets and first aid. There will be one aid station located on McCarthy's Road and two located on Post Office Road. Please note that the aid stations located at the 33k, 47k and 78k marks will serve from the right side of the road. This is the layout sequence of all bike aid stations. Volunteers will endeavour to provide approximately 50 metres between service areas. The service side of the road will vary between stations. Please merge to the service lane closest to the tents if you require service. If not, please remain in the express lane and bypass the station. Slow down through bike aid stations and maintain a straight line and consistent speed. Communicate loud and clearly. Volunteers are there to support you, not serve you. Litter zone start and litter zone finish signs will be provided to define the rubbish, bid and discard zones. Public roads cannot be reopened until the course is clear of all rubbish. Please help by sticking to the rules and discarding waste only within this area. Littering outside of these zones will result in the offending athletes being penalised. Please be focused and considerate at all times through aid stations. The safety of yourself, other athletes and volunteers should be your priority. Our volunteers will do their best to deliver what you require, but it's your responsibility to slow down and ensure you have the correct nutrition. Bike course regulations apply to this section of the course. Always ride as far to the left as possible. Always pass on the right unless aid station lanes dictate otherwise. Always move left after a pass. Do not block other athletes' progress. Do not ride side by side. No outside assistance. Never cross the centre line. Do not litter or discard biddens unless in a designated litter zone. Never ride with MP3 players, phones, cameras or other electronic devices that may cause distractions. And please use the toilets provided. This is a non-drafting event, meaning unless overtaking, 12 metres must be kept between your bike and the bike in front at all times. When passing, you must complete your pass within 25 seconds. Be making forward progress at all times. A started pass must be completed. After being passed, drop back 12 metres. You cannot pass until 12 metres back. If you do receive a penalty, the officials will show you a yellow or red card, tell you to stop at the penalty box if applicable, note your athlete number and other information. There is one penalty box on course located at the Regatta Centre 400 metres before transition. The time limit for the bike leg is 4 hours 30 minutes from your swim start time. Any cyclists unable to reach this cutoff will be collected by event sag wagons. Any remaining team runners in transition will be sent out onto the run course at this time, and the team will be classified as did not finish or DNF. The run course is a 21.1 kilometre 2.5 lap course. Runners will exit transition and head out on the run path around the competition lake. Athletes will receive a lap band at the end of each lap. It is the athlete's responsibility to ensure they've received 2 wristbands in order to proceed down the finish chute. The run course will have distance markers every 2 kilometres. There'll also be traffic cones and volunteers at key decision-making points. There are 10 aid stations on the run course located within 2 kilometres of each other. These aid stations will offer water, Endura electrolyte, D-gas cola, Endura energy gels, bonk breaker bars, bananas, lollies, Vaseline situated in the toilets, ice, sunscreen, toilets and first aid. This is the layout sequence of all run aid stations. Wherever possible, volunteers will provide a minimum of 10 metres between tables. However, due to the lay of the land, sometimes table layouts may vary across the course. The sequence of offerings, however, will remain the same. Please note there are toilets in close proximity to every aid station. Unfortunately, once again due to the lay of the land, toilets cannot be consistently placed at all stations. Please ask volunteers and follow signage if in need. Please endeavour to place rubbish in the bins provided. We want to return the city to the locals as we found it. It is with their blessing we're provided access to the course. Please be focused and considerate at all times through aid stations. The safety of yourself, other athletes and volunteers should be your priority. Our volunteers will do their best to deliver what you require, but it's your responsibility to slow down and ensure you have the correct nutrition. And don't forget to thank the volunteers. Run course regulations apply to this section of the course. You must complete the full 2.5 laps. There will be timing checkpoints on course validating this. Absolutely no outside assistance. No iPods, thumps, headphones, cell phones or cameras. Keep your torso covered. You must have your run number visible on the front. No littering. Urination on course may result in disqualification. If an athlete is shown a yellow card, they may be directed by the technical official to perform a stop-start penalty. 3 infringements equals disqualification. If you receive a red card from a technical official, you must report to the race referee once you've completed your run. The run course cut-off time is 7.5 hours from your wave start time. The race is conducted under the Triathlon Australia Race Competition Rules, or RCRs, and a number of special Ironman rules. Please refer to the Athlete Information Guide on the event website for more information. If you have any queries, please speak with one of the Triathlon Australia technical officials. An experienced medical team will be in place at the event with medical personnel positions at the swim start and exit, in transition, roaming on the cycle and run courses, as well as a full medical tent setup and team at the finish line. During the race, please ensure you look after yourself and your fellow athletes. If in doubt, ask for help from an event official or a volunteer on course. Please make sure you have provided the staff at check-in with your most up-to-date medical and emergency contact information. The medical team can assist with rehydration, warming or cooling and other basic care. Any athletes requiring further treatment will be transported to hospital. If you find yourself in this situation, your gear will be stored for you until you return. Please inquire at the information tent when you return. To help out the medical team, please make sure you're taking appropriate care of yourself. If you have an acute illness, modify your expectations and allow for a bad day. Above all, don't change what you've been doing. Pre-race and public first aid is available behind the Partners Village. Completing an Ironman 70.3 is a very special experience. Crossing the finish line is the pinnacle. Here's a hot tip: make yourself photo ready. In the interest of safety and in accordance with Ironman rules, family or friends are not permitted in the finish chute. Please let your loved ones know of this rule, as you'll be disqualified if this rule is not adhered to. This rule is enforced to reduce the risk of an athlete unintentionally harming themselves, other athletes, or their loved ones. It's also important to respect other finishers and their experience. Ironman hopes everybody makes the most of their time in the spotlight. There'll be a team's holding area to allow the team swimmer and cyclist to cross the finish line with their runner. Please ensure if you're a team swimmer or cyclist, you're at this holding pen located at the entry to the finish chute in plenty of time before your runner comes in. Once you cross the finish line, you'll be presented with your finisher's medal and towel. Volunteers will be available to take you to medical if required. The recovery aid station will offer drinks and fruit. Massage therapists will be available. Gear bags will be available for collection. Event staff and volunteers are within the post-finish area. Please advise if you require any assistance. Bikes will be available for collection after the final athlete has completed the cycle leg. An announcement will be made when this is available at approximately 11:30 a.m. Athlete wristbands must be shown to retrieve bikes from transition. Please do not attempt to remove your bike prior to this time. All bikes must be collected from transition by 3 p.m. All trophies will be presented at the Event Centre at Panthers Leagues Club during the IRONMAN 70.3 Western Sydney presentations on Sunday afternoon, commencing at 3 p.m. The roll-down ceremony for the 2015 IRONMAN 70.3 World Championship to be held on Sunday the 30th of August 2015 in Zalem-Sickerbrunn, Salzburgerland, Austria will take place immediately following the presentations at approximately 3:45 p.m. There are 35 qualifying slots on offer and you must be present to claim your slot. Good luck on Sunday and we look forward to celebrating with you on the finish line.